Hey, Stigma. Thank you so much for joining me today. Usually at this point, everyone will unmute and give you a nice virtual round of applause, but I know the students really appreciate your insight and time, as do I. So to start things off, could you tell us a bit about what it's like streaming for you and what kind of made you start streaming?
Well, streaming's just fun when I'm in a good mood. Even sometimes when I'm not in a good mood and I decide to just click the go live button, the everyone being nice to me just instantly lifts my mood. But personally, the reason I started streaming was because I had a lot of support and I was in two communities at a time and everyone would be telling me, "Oh, I would watch you if you streamed. Oh, I think you should try streaming." And that wasn't why I got into Twitch. I got into Twitch just to watch and have another form of entertainment. So streaming was a huge step for me. And I remember it was the night before I had like a big semester starting. And it was literally 3 a.m. because I couldn't sleep and my brain was going crazy. And then I was like, you know what? Screw it. I already downloaded the OBS, already like set up a few things. So I don't even know what got into me, but I clicked the button and I just went crazy. And I streamed for 8 hours that day. And I had like a
Eight,
9 viewer average because like everyone was so supportive. Yeah. So I'm really
eight,
grateful for that day. Yeah.
8 hours from 3 a.m.
Eight
That's
hours. I remember I streamed for like 5 hours until my class started, I think. Yeah. 5 hours because my class started at 8. And then I stopped, had the class, and then I went back on. Like it was actually so troll.
that
Yeah.
is that is the best way to start a
Yeah.
gaming career, I feel
It
like.
was very fun. Yeah.
So, I know your channel is still small, but and it must have been hard starting, right? What kinds of things did you do to grow your stream when you started?
When I started drawing emotes, and I remember one time I have an iPad and an Apple Pencil. It stopped working now, but at the time I would draw a lot of different things during my downtime, and I have this cute Adventure Time drawing that I made, and then I started using that for my just chatting streams. So it's a very nice background. Every time I would open up Chrome, because I started on my MacBook Air and that was rough. It was like 2 FPS streams. I don't really know how people managed to watch that. But I would put my Chrome on and the background would be like a nice stable thing at the back. And when I first started, I wasn't looking to grow my stream at all. Honestly, I was just looking to have fun. I wasn't thinking about the numbers. I was just chatting. Yeah,
Yeah.
my category all the time, just chatting because my MacBook Air could not stream Minecraft. I tried, didn't work. It would be 1 FPS, even 0.5 FPS Minecraft. But I think I convinced myself that my stream would only properly grow when I got a PC. And I still think that's true because
Yeah.
the day I got my PC on December 18th, everything started like blowing up. I started actually hitting recommended and I basically blew up from that. And from when I got my PC, that's when I started doing the stream panels and all of that.
Mhm.
And yeah, I think another way I grow my stream is just by meeting people and making friends. But that's kind of just what I want to do, not
Yeah.
just for my stream. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I've checked out a few of your streams and I definitely say like the personal touch like pulls through because for a lot of other streamers, you just can tell that they opened up OBS and just started. But for you, you put in some time and effort and even your transition screens, like they're a lot of fun to
Yeah.
watch.
Thank you.
So you kind of touched on this. You started on a MacBook Air, but what other
Mhm.
like things do you wish you had when you first started streaming? And was that like kind of the biggest challenge that you faced?
Yeah, definitely the biggest challenge was my laptop. And I wish I had a PC from the start because I feel like I could have done so much more. Because I started like 8 months ago, streaming 8 months ago, 9 months ago. And I think I could be a lot bigger and having a lot more fun if I started out on a PC. Because I remember being very demotivated like a lot because I didn't think I was reaching my full potential just on my MacBook Air. It was quite sad. Um, but I stuck through it and I'm really glad I didn't stop streaming and I stuck it out till I got a PC.
Yeah. Well, I think your channel's still growing. So it'll, now that you have your PC, it'll just keep getting better and better, right?
Yeah.
Hopefully. So the next question I have is, Twitch is a very male dominated platform, and I'm sure you know that. The stat that I found said that only 35% of streamers on Twitch identify as female. So what is it like being a female streamer on the platform, and what kind of challenges do you face as someone who is so diverse being on Twitch?
Um, as a female streamer, I definitely get trolls and creeps coming into my chat. And it's annoying in terms of people discrediting me because people think that I only get viewers because I'm a female. That's not fair, in my opinion, especially when I don't my personality on stream isn't like, oh, I'm a girl, haha, hee hee. You know what I mean? Like I'm just a human and I have fun. And as a diverse person on the platform, as a female, it's just challenging to have people underestimate me from the get-go. And I think a lot of people would avoid clicking on female streamers just because they have this like um they think that, oh, female streamers just aren't entertaining and they don't even give me a chance. So yeah. And I just wish there was more I could do to shift that perspective. And I think just streaming alone and being entertaining, I think that does a little bit if yeah.
Yeah. Do you think, what kinds of things do you think would help change that perspective on the platform?
I think guys helping would do a lot because males, I feel like a lot of guys just won't listen unless it's another guy telling them straight up, hey, I think this person is entertaining. I think you can give them a chance. And I think that's another thing where male streamers rating female streamers, I think that helps a lot. I think that's helps expand their audience because people who wouldn't try to give them a chance, it's like, hey, I want the rate points. Let me go in and like, oh, she's actually entertaining. Maybe I will start supporting her. So I think that helps a lot.
Yeah. And for those of you who don't know in the chat, rating is a function where if you're ending stream, you can send all your viewers to another channel. So then they at least watch them for a little bit or stick around for a lot of it. And that's one of the ways that you can help support other people's communities on the platform. And that's really good insight too. So, the next kind of topic that we have is, you moderate a lot of big Twitch channels too. And some students here might not know what moderation is. Could you explain what it is and why it's so important?
Moderation at its core is keeping TOS words out and keeping the chat readable for the streamer. However, for me personally, I like to ask everyone, no matter who they are, how are they doing? How's their day going, etc. And I like to just make friends in the chat a lot. And that's just my version of modding. Of course, moderation is also helping out helping out chatters who aren't knowledgeable on the current topic of the stream, for example. I mod Fortnite streamers mainly, and people will be coming asking, oh, hey, how many earnings do you have? What's your keyboard? What's your everything? Because they want to be like the streamer. Yeah.
That's really awesome. And, I've have been part of Rel's community for a little while, and she does help. It really does help when you have a good team of moderators to help, make the chat friendly. So, with that being said, like what sorts of things do you have to do as a moderator besides just like, informing people about the game?
As a moderator, I have to work on conflict resolution because in chat there are a lot of different personalities and they can clash and there are a lot of arguments that could happen, and it's my job to make sure they cut it out or they become friends. Sometimes they become friends. And there's this thing where I make sure that I do commands early and I make sure that everything goes smoothly from the start of stream, even if I'm not there. Yeah. For example, we have this bot called Nightbot, and we have commands put on a timer so that even if mods aren't in chat, and honestly, if we are feeling a little lazy, the commands will come in automatically. So whoever is currently in the chat will see it every 15 minutes or so. Yeah, that's really helpful.
Yeah. Wow, that's awesome. I did not know Nightbot could be put on a timer. So that's
Yeah, yeah, it's really
that's
helpful. Yeah.
yeah, that is really helpful. So, it speaking of Nightbot and these kinds of tools, it seems like a lot of work to handle some of these bigger streamers. And are there any sorts of tools that you wish Twitch provided or things that existed to help you like moderate better?
I wish there were more specific to like there are some words that get to come through and um I just don't have the insight or experience to pre-fire some of these words. And I just wish there was like a book, for example, for terms that I can block so that I don't have to like experience the bad thing before it happens. Like it's
Hmm.
prevention instead of cure, you know?
Yeah,
Yeah. Yeah.
yeah. Like yeah, I definitely feel that. And it as someone like, streaming is really hard to like kind of
Mm,
start, and a lot of times there's not really a manual. There's a lot of YouTube videos out there, but there's
damn,
not
yeah.
it's all over the place. Like how to set up Nightbot, there's a million different ways to set up these things.
Yeah.
So a manual or something like that would be a really cool tool for sure.
Mm,
Um, so there's a full team of mods that help manage some of the chats that you're part of, and I imagine you actually haven't even met any of them or many of them in real life, and they aren't the same age, right?
no.
So how do you guys come together as a team and moderate so well and create like such a positive environment?
I think the main thing that drives us is our love for the streamer and the fact that we all have that common interest, whether it be Fortnite or whether it just be watching the streamer. And I think that the reason we can work so well together is because we don't want negativity either. We want to have friends in the chat, and with the other mods, you just have this same level of respect. Like since the streamer decided to trust them, you should trust them too, I think. Yeah. So I just think that I try my best. I go out of my way to be friends with every mod that I am mod with. Um, and I just think that it helps everything because even when the chat is moving a little bit slow, maybe you could start a conversation and get things going. Yeah.
Oh, that's that's really awesome. And I mean, honestly, that translates into the working world so well in team skill, like building team
Team
skills,
bonding, right?
yeah,
Yeah.
team bonding, communication,
Mm.
I it's so cool to see that in like real life, like in Twitch being done. So, you are part of the esports industry, even as a small streamer and even as a moderator. Um, and you have a lot of insight into that. So where do you see the esports industry in 10 years from now? And more specifically, what is like modding and streaming going to be like then?
I think, especially with Fortnite growing in 10 years, I think it could be even much, much, much bigger. And since COVID started, it's already started its crazy like peak. Um, and in 10 years, I think as long as games keep popping up, one thing I've been seeing recently is people getting bored because there hasn't been any new games that's been very exciting recently in the past year. And it could be due to COVID slowing things down, but I think streaming and modding it will get tougher as more people pour in, but I think it will still be manageable. And hopefully with Twitch, hopefully they'll provide more tools for moderators because I think they have been pouring more work into that recently. Because every few weeks or so, I'll see one extra thing for mods. Yeah.
Yeah. And, there's a whole nother, it's interesting when you view Twitch as a mod, the whole entire like web page and UI completely changes and you can have a
Yeah.
whole different view. So it's like a whole nother world of Twitch.
Yeah.
So finally, the last question that I have is, I know you work full time. Um, what is that like managing a stream consistently and working, and how the heck do you balance that?
Okay. So right now I work 8 hours, excluding lunch, and then I get home and I get about 4 or 5 hours to myself before I have to sleep. Um, it's really tough, especially when I have a lot of things going on. Sometimes I'll let myself have a night off, just focus on work, or just focus on chilling off stream, not having to talk much. But I balance that, I think, because people support me in stream. So it motivates me to get things going. And also, I think on Twitch, it's quite easy to fall off. Yeah. So that's another thing that motivates me. Like, I don't want to fall off. I worked hard to get where I am, and I don't want to disappoint people either. Because some people do look forward to my streams and they do ask me, hey, when is your next stream? And I'm like, I don't know. I have things to do. I'm just 19. But yeah, I don't know. It's tough, but I think it's just scheduling mainly. Yeah.
Yeah. And I mean, that's hard for everyone, right? And I think that's really cool that you're trying to balance it and learning how to balance it, and
Thank you.
really cool that like a community is so supportive around you. So thank you so much for joining us today, Stigma. I really appreciate it a ton. I know everyone in chat appreciates it a lot. Everyone, you should go check out one of her streams sometimes. They're so much fun to watch, and she's really friendly. You can find her streams at twitch.tv/Stigma SG. We will drop the link in chat below, and we can also drop her Twitter account in chat below. Thank you so much again.
Thank you.